guys. Welcome to week 4. We've already built awareness and skill. Now we deal with the root system, how trauma rewrites identity. Welcome to Talk Time in the Dojo with Ryan C. Sanders. Mental martial arts, train your mind, protect your heart. Not all trauma looks dramatic. Some trauma looks like silence. Some trauma looks like hyper-independence. Some trauma looks like, I don't need anybody. And some trauma look like constant people-pleasing. The question is not, did something happen? The question is, what did it teach you about yourself? Trauma is not just what happens to you. It's what your nervous system learned from it. If you were ignored, you may have learned, I'm invisible. If you were criticized, you may have learned, I'm never enough. If you were betrayed, you may have learned, I can't trust anyone. Here's the danger. The event ends, but the lesson stays. Growing up without a father in the home, being the oldest, having to be strong early, those experiences teach things. They teach responsibility. They teach resilience. They can also quietly teach you are not your own, or you're on your own. That lesson becomes identity. Identity becomes behavior. Behavior becomes a lifestyle. And suddenly strength turns into isolation. That's how trauma rewrites the script. That simple. Trauma imprints the nervous system. Your brain records patterns. It stores associations. It builds protective responses. If pain happened in connection, the brain may say, avoid closeness. If pain happened in chaos, the brain may say, control everything. If pain happened unexpectedly, the brain may say, stay hyper alert. None of these responses mean you are broken. They mean you are adapted. Adaptation is intelligent, but sometimes the adaptation outlives the threat. When a traumatic memory is triggered, the brain can react as if the original event is still happening again and again. The amygdala activates, stress hormones release, your body prepares for danger. The prefrontal cortex, the thinking brain, can temporarily go offline under stress. That's why logic disappears when someone feels triggered. Your body is not being dramatic, it's being protective. But protection without awareness becomes limitation. Mental martial arts teaches awareness of the pattern. Let's train. Think about a reoccurring reaction you've had. Maybe it's shutting down when confronted. Maybe it's over-explaining. Maybe it's withdrawing when someone gets close. Now ask yourself, what did I learn that made this feel necessary? Not what happened. What did I learn? Because identity is often built from unexamined conclusions. Example. A child criticized repeatedly might learn, I must perform to be loved. That child grows into an adult chasing validation. Success becomes oxygen. Or a child who felt unsafe might learn, control is survival. That adult struggles to delegate, struggles to relax, struggles to trust. The problem is not coping strategy. The problem is when the strategy becomes permanent. Right? You were meant to survive. You weren't meant to stay in survival mode all day long, forever. Train your mind. Protect your heart. There are moments in my life, plenty, especially recently, I think of some stuff. I realized I'm rejecting to something that isn't even present. I'm being rejected. Instantly, it doesn't match the situation. That's not weakness. That's memory stored in the body. The body keeps score. The mind creates interpretation, and identity forms around both. Healing is not pretending it didn't happen. Healing is updating the conclusion. Instead of, I am unlovable, the updated conclusion might be, I experience rejection. Instead of, I am unsafe, the updated becomes, I learn vigilance. Instead of, I'm too much, the update becomes, my environment couldn't hold me. That shift changes everything. You're not the wound. You're the witness of the wound. All right, this week's The discipline of the week. Simple but powerful. When you notice an overreaction, don't shame yourself. Ask, what is this protecting? Protection reveals the old lesson. Then ask, is this lesson still accurate? You're not erasing the past. You're kind of renegotiating its authority. That's mental sparring at a deeper level. You have survived things you don't even talk about. You adapted in ways you barely recognize. Respect that. Don't confuse survival mode with identity. Strength is not coldness. Independence is not isolation. Guardedness is not power. Awareness is power. So here's the question for this week. What conclusion about yourself did pain teach you? Write it down. Examine it. Update it. Mental martial arts. Train your mind. Protect your heart. I'll see you next week in the dojo. Stay with it.
Mental martial arts. Train your mind, guard your heart. Yeah. Mental martial arts. Stop the pain before it starts. I look at myself and imagine me different, indifferent to different opinions of me. With this false sense of self, we gon' call that the ego that's edging God out. Now I know what to do. Perception's the base of reception that's equal to living and counting my blessings. I have retired from arguing and stressing, giving my peace when I should be investing. I'm no psychiatrist, I'm not a therapist. I'm just a sensei concerned about your where within, concerned about the way that you think, cause ultimately that's all of us. This thing that we callin' in God, we trust, the generator of decisions. I learned to fight the enemy in me, and now I'm on a whole new mission. Mental martial arts, train your mind, guard your heart. Yeah, mental martial arts, stop the pain before it starts. Mental martial arts, train your mind, guard your heart. Yeah, mental martial arts, stop the pain before it starts. Join the program, get the book, do the work, don't get shook. This is your life and you deserve it. We know things not pitch perfect, but you worth it nonetheless. Don't lose value feeding stress. Look at me, look at you, look at us. What are we doing? This is our world, now it is ruined. Time that we listen to Michael and look at the man in the mirror like, what you in fear of? False evidence that's just appearing real. You know, it's the truth. Just embrace what you feel. It's time to be real. Welcome to MMA. Mental martial arts, a better way of thinking. The world is so crazy we live in. I get it, but you can decide how we live in it. You could jump to conclusions and knock your precision, or weigh it all out, make a different decision. It's all up to you, that's the point of the dojo. No judgment, just training to fix up my mojo. Get with it. Mental martial arts, train your mind, guard your heart. Yeah, mental martial arts, stop the pain before it starts. Mental martial arts, train your mind, guard your heart. Yeah, mental martial arts, stop the pain before it starts.